Hello guys, welcome to another installment of this beautiful video series. I'm really enjoying being able to come to you from this beautiful location. Kind of don't want to leave, to be honest, because this park is sort of my beautiful, peaceful, safe haven. If you've caught any of the shorts that I did, the video shorts from yesterday, I was feeling really inspired. And some of them are comedic, some of them are more serious and have a more serious undertone. But what I want to talk about today is ways in which to lovingly detach from the counterpart. And I gave a few quick tips there. I only get 15 seconds on those videos, but a few quick tips to assist. And you guys were really inspired and very eager to understand and learn more about how to detach from the counterpart on this journey. If you are enjoying these videos and if they are inspiring you or assisting you or educating you, please just drop a like, share, or subscribe. It greatly helps people organically find the videos that can also assist and help them. And if you would like a personal coaching session or a personal reading from me, I will drop my website link below in the description box and you can reach out to me. And if you don't see what you're looking for there, you can just send me an email. That will be available below as well. And stay tuned for the next group coaching program because that is going to be happening here in the next several months, but we will be launching the registration for that hopefully at the end of this month. I'm very excited to be able to deliver that to you in a different way in which we've delivered it in the past, and very excited to be able to work with those who are really honoring and working on themselves in a way in which it becomes less about what do I need. It becomes less about doing or pursuing and more about letting things drop away if they're not working for us, if they're not aligned energetically. So excited for that. And then lastly, a great way to support my work also is over on Patreon. So, okay, I am going to go ahead and begin with the description or the coaching portion of the video. So how do we lovingly detach? How do we release attachment, rather? That would be maybe a better way of describing this, from the twin flame, from the divine counterpart. I don't often refer to the label twin flame as much as I used to. I usually refer to the counterpart or even by name. And this is a way in which you can start to release attachment to this person, right? By saying twin flame, it's a label. And that label becomes part of your mental patterns. It becomes part of the attachment. It can become part of the problem or part of the issue. If you take it down to divine counterpart, or you take it down to, oh, it's just another me, or even just referring to them by their name, you can start to release that really intense attachment that we feel in the longing phase and the chasing phase. People often ask me, do I have to go through the chasing phase? Do I have to go through the longing phase? I do believe that most people will experience that, if not all. And I do believe that both counterparts will experience that. I also have a lot to share about this whole entire journey and what I think it's about. But if you've been following me for a while, you understand that primarily I believe that this journey is for you. It's a journey for you to ascend, to release attachment to the material world, to release yourself and exit the matrix, to more deeply understand your vibration, your energy, your thoughts, your actions, your patterns, your mental space, your physical space, your spiritual space, your psychological space, why you do the things you do, or why you've had certain patterns, held on to certain patterns, why you've chosen certain partners in the past, why you have felt stuck in certain areas in your life. And you meet the counterpart, and as I displayed comedically on that 15-second video yesterday, it's like a you meet your counterpart and you're like, oh my God, this is the person I've always dreamed of. This is everything I've ever wanted. Things usually go great for a while, and then the triggering begins, and then one or both of you run, and then there might be a coming together and a separating, coming together and a separating. So in that place where you are the quote unquote chaser and they are the quote unquote runner, again, these are labels, don't attach to the labels because you're just giving them more power. In that place, when you are the chaser, It can feel almost as though you don't have control over the obsessive thoughts. But something that I've been thinking about recently, and something that I've actually thought about off and on throughout this journey, is what about the potential of, is it an addictive mental pattern? Have you created this because you're constantly focusing on this person? So then you're going to see the signs, you're going to see the numbers, you're going to see their name because you're thinking about it. Like, I want you to try an activity. If you're stuck in that place where you're constantly seeing signs and you think, oh, this has to mean they're going to call, or this is about the counterpart. I want you to flip the script so that you take these signs to mean that you're on the right path, you're on the right track. Take it for you. Don't give your power away to the counterpart and say, oh, this is about the counterpart, or this means this, or this means that. How about just this means that I'm on the right track? But also, let's say like a squirrel, or I don't know, a water park or something. Like, take a Jolly Rancher. If you started to think about that 24/7, you would see Jolly Ranchers, you would see Jolly or Ranch, or you would see the signs. Or same with water, or same with a squirrel. You would see it more because you were looking for it more. So I think there's something to be said about that on this journey. So that's one way to start releasing the intense attachment to the twin flame. The other is to understand, to really, really, really grasp, to understand on deep, deep level that this person is you in another body, that this person that you've encountered, that seems to be this person you've always dreamed of, you've always desired, you've always wanted, this perfect partner. They compliment you so well, they understand you, they see you, they hear you, you feel seen, you feel heard, you feel accepted. It's you looking at you. It's you having a conversation with you. It's you having a relationship with yourself. And that can help to release the loneliness, the intense loneliness also of when you're in separation. You're never actually in separation from this person because this person is you. It is a blueprint of you in another body, walking around, having these different experiences. So the truth is that you're never actually separate from you. You can feel separate. But that is why it's so important to achieve inner union. That is why you should take the signs and the synchronicities to point you in the direction of inner union. That is why it's important that you take everything that you've learned and gained from this journey, even from the triggering, from the pain, from the disappointment, the rejection, the abandonment, and you take it and apply it towards your journey of how can I reach inner union? Because in that place of inner union, you're not desiring or wanting anything outside of yourself. It's all about how do I become whole? This is a major, very important part of the process of achieving inner union, becoming whole, and releasing that attachment. When you release attachment to your twin flame, you're no longer pining after them. You're no longer in that place where you're spending hours or days or minutes or seconds or months or years hoping and wishing they'd come back. You fully release them to experience what they need to experience in this lifetime, to meet who they need to meet, to be involved with whoever they've been involved with, to be able to make the mistakes, right? That, if you deem it a mistake, or you like, they should be doing this, they should be doing that. Why are they dating this person? Why did they take that job? Make those quote unquote mistakes, again, just another label, make those decisions for themselves. And you're not interfering. You're not trying to intervene with what they're choosing to do. You look at this as you freeing yourself. This is the masculine part of you, the feminine part of you. And I know that I want to feel free in this lifetime. I'm sure you want to feel free as a soul in this lifetime to experience what you need to experience. And if it means that you have to go through a physical separation to then become whole again in the physical, then that should be okay. Now, I will say that this process of releasing attachment to the twin flame, it doesn't happen overnight. It happens in stages. It happens in chapters. We don't just wake up and go, I'm going to release my twin flame today. And then you're released and everything's great and you don't think about them ever again. That's not exactly how this happens. It happens even if you haven't recognized it or been able to see it, it's happening in stages, right? So it'll happen gradually over time. It happens in layers. So you're releasing these layers of abandonment wound or rejection or codependency or feeling like you're not enough. One of the ways in which the feminine can really greatly raise her vibration is working on that wound of I am not worthy, I am not enough, or I am too much. I think all of those are kind of under the same umbrella of the worthiness wound. That's one way in which you can really, again, take the pressure off of the connection, but also to take the interest or the fascination or that mental space and place it elsewhere on yourself, instead of looking at that person and looking at the counterpart and saying, I need you to fill me up. I need you to make me feel whole. In order to feel a certain way or to be happy, I have to have this person in my life. You could be waiting years, you could be waiting decades, you could be waiting your whole life for this person to return. I don't think there's a guarantee that the twin flame returns, because it's not necessary for the counterparts to be physically together in order to accomplish their mission. And I know that that's a trigger space for a lot of people, depending on where you are in this journey. If someone had told me that 2 years ago, I would have wanted to probably punch them in the face. I would have walked away. I would have been like, la, 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 la. I don't want to hear that. But when you're in a place of deeper self-examination, self-love, self-acceptance, you accept that this part of you, this other you, wants to have these experiences. And who are you to deny yourself these experiences, these interactions, these people, these relationships? I think it's very important to see this from a different perspective, lifting yourself up to that higher perspective, because as long as you stay in the human perspective of the twin flame journey, you're going to feel confused, you're going to feel scared, you're going to feel forgotten, you're going to feel abandoned and rejected. We have to lift ourselves up higher. Why is this happening? I'll give you an example from my current life. As I've gone through these changes recently, I'd say over the past, honestly, 4 to 6 months, real changes that I'm sure you guys have observed. I mean, I haven't done videos where I've showed my face really probably since the beginning of this channel almost 3 years ago. I, for a long time, didn't feel comfortable being behind the camera. It's only recently, actually, this week that I felt really inspired to do so. It's interesting, and I've had to really, it was a gift to get sick because I was able to rest. I had to rest, and I had to sit with myself, and I had to really sit with, what is it that I truly want to be creating or want to be manifesting? And sometimes we just need that space in order to do so. And what that means is when you're shifting and changing, your friendship circle might shift and change. In fact, since I've been home here, I've reconnected with so many beautiful souls and really felt loved and supported. And that's something I really needed, being away and being in a new city and not really knowing anybody except for my one friend and her family, her son and her husband, and I know them very well, but not really having that support system like I have here. And so it's been nourishing for my soul. But I realized that some of these friendships are strengthening, others will fall away, same with family members, same with parts of yourself, but also clients. You know, those of you working in the client space, your clients are going to shift and change as this happens. And really understanding that that's okay, that this is a metamorphosis, this is it's a graduation, right, of self. As you start to shift and change, your desires will shift and change. The way in which you present yourself will shift and change. The way in which you think, the way in which you operate shifts and changes. And so I think it's okay to accept that these changes are occurring. We are still in the midst of eclipse season, and in fact, we are in the thick of eclipse season, guys. We have an Aries full moon coming in 2 days on Sunday, October 9th, and this is an exceptionally powerful full moon. I'd say it's right up there or secondary to the full moon in Scorpio that happens every year. Scorpio and Aries, very powerful, powerful full moons. Not that the others aren't powerful, but in particular, Aries is the warrior. Aries is the god of war. Aries is the passionate, that passionate, fiery energy from deep within that well of self. And we're going to be closing out a cycle that started in April of this year. So I want you to take yourself back to April, look at journal notes, or just be able to think back to what was occurring in your life or even your connection at that time, and see how we're closing out. Something is coming full circle here with this full moon. I feel it's very, very, very powerful. It's a powerful time to be listening to meditations right now. It's a powerful time to be manifesting. It's a powerful time, right? Not only do we have the full moon in Aries, we also have the very next day, the 10-10 portal, which is, I would say, it's the, after you have the 8-8 portal, the Lionsgate portal, the 10-10 portal is probably the second most powerful of this year, at least for 2022. This 10-10 portal, coupled with this Aries full moon, coupled with the Scorpio solar eclipse we have on October 25th, and then 2 weeks later, the Taurus lunar eclipse, we are closing out cycles left and right. It's like a firing squad. What isn't working is going. It's gone. It's already gone. We can't even hold on to it at this point because it's so far gone. And these are parts of ourselves that we're having to let go of. Massive, massive shutting, massive releases that are occurring right now. The 10-10 portal is a huge opportunity to those that are aware, to those that want to or wish to take advantage of it. It's not just gonna happen. We have to be a part of it. We're a player in this, we're an actor in this. So what would you like to release? What would you like to let go of? How would you like your life to manifest in the coming 6 months? Because we're wiping the slate clean. So think of now, October, November, December, January, February, March, through March or through next April. What do we want to manifest when we approach that new moon in April of 2023? What is it that we hope to step into? There's a part of our power that we haven't fully wrapped our minds around, that we haven't fully accepted. And if you're feeling this, you're feeling this. So I want to dedicate a separate video to that, because I'm getting really excited and a little bit off track with that. But I want to dedicate a separate video to that full moon in Aries that is coming up here. And for my Patreons, I will be traveling, I believe, on Sunday. So I will have that to you potentially tomorrow or Monday. You will have that full moon in Aries report. Very important one. If you're not a Patreon, this might be an opportunity for you to sign up, because this is going to be, there's so many explosive moments happening. There's also a beautiful trine happening with this full moon that I want to talk about, a trine with another planet. I want to talk about how this is all operating, why this is important, and why, and leading up to the 10-10 portal, leading up also to this eclipse that we're having in Scorpio. Why is the Scorpio eclipse so important? Because Scorpio represents death and rebirth and the ultimate transformation, the ultimate phoenix rising from the ashes, from the dirt, from the ground, rising. And if you have any important planets in Scorpio, any important placements rather in Scorpio, you understand sun, moon, rising, north node, south node, Mars in Scorpio. Holy crap, Mars in Scorpio, super explosively powerful. You will be feeling this, but everyone's going to feel this. Whatever needs to go it's going to go so fast and so quick. So assist the universe, assist your guides, assist this manifestation process by beginning to release it yourself now. Epsom salt baths are also really powerful at this time. Epsom salt bath is another great way to release attachment to the twin flame, because it's going to help relax the body. It's going to help relax the mind. Great for healing energy. If you find yourself on this journey, and you're in that obsessive stage, that longing stage for the counterpart, I want you to ask yourself, what do they represent to me that maybe is a part of me that I have let die, that I have not nurtured, that I have not allowed to truly be seen or heard or witnessed by the world, by myself, by others? I want you to look at what they represent, because it's, you're yin and yang. So it's likely that they're bringing out a part of yourself that you miss, that you desire, that you crave. You have that inside of you. When we think we're being fulfilled or being completed by another person, it's because we see something in them that we want, that we desire, but that we already are. You already are that. If, let's say, you're kind of subdued and maybe more introverted, your counterpart's really extroverted and adventurous, you have that inside of you. It exists inside of you. You just have to find it and pull it out. So I want you to look at the counterpart as another version of you. That's the very first step to this process of releasing attachment. This is me. You are me. I am you. And this acknowledgement will allow you to release that deep, deep attachment to the physical person, the physical being. Also realizing you're never in separation from your twin flame. The physical person is just a body. You have to start kind of separating, looking at this. It's just a physical body. Taking offense to, let's say, if they're choosing a karmic partner, they're choosing somebody else, or they're ghosting you, taking offense to these things, again, look at them and say, where is it that I've ghosted myself, that I've betrayed myself, abandoned myself, rejected myself? And you got to look deep. This isn't something that's going to be on the surface. These are subconscious layers of the self. Perhaps you want to work with a healer. Perhaps you want to work with a coach like myself. Perhaps you know, in order to uncover these deeper layers, it's going to require you to do a little self-examination, or a lot of self-examination, spending time with yourself, spending time in those places that are dark and scary. Maybe there's cobwebs growing in those recesses of the mind or the soul, or even the heart, those painful places. If you need support in your journey in doing so, ask for it, claim it, request it. Your counterpart came to wake you up to yourself. That's their truest and deepest purpose. And you did the same for them. When you can truly want your counterpart to be happy with or without you, whether you ever see them again or talk to them again or end up with them or not, you know you're in a really good place. And if you ever notice, if you wish like ill upon the counterpart and you're like, God, you know, you talk badly about the karmic, or you talk badly about the counterpart, you're just angry at them, it doesn't feel good, because you're redirecting it back itself, because it's really you attacking yourself. So another way to release attachment is to release it with love, loving detachment. Release the attachment through the lens of love and not through the lens of anger or fear. What's the worst that can happen if you don't end up with your counterpart? What's the worst that can happen? Ask yourself, what's the worst that can happen? If I don't end up with my counterpart, will I die? Will I never love again? Will I be alone for the rest of my life? What is your worst fear with that? Why do you feel like you need the counterpart to be fulfilled or to be happy? Why couldn't you be happy either on your own, surrounded by family and friends, surrounded by an amazing community, a fulfilling career, travel, or even a soulmate, or a pet, or an animal sanctuary? Why do you feel you need this person in order to truly be happy? These are questions we have to ask ourselves. It will cause the ego to collapse on itself. So you'll go through those ego deaths and those dark nights of the soul as you really, really get to the nitty-gritty and the root and core of the issues as to why you feel like you need this person to make you feel whole, to make you feel happy, and why you feel like somebody or something else or even your own self can't fulfill that and can't bring that to you. I think it's really important that we examine these layers of self. This is all about you guys. This is all for you. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you. When you can truly start to understand that, absorb that, accept that, everything will change for the better. Everything will shift. So if this has been informative, please let me know. And if you have other questions, please include them in the comment section. This was only the first video on releasing attachment. I am happy to do more. I also want to do a separate video, as promised yesterday on the video shorts that I did, on why the divine masculine ghosts, because it's not what you think. So I want to uncover this. I want this to be less of a mystery, this whole twin flame journey. We can really look at this through a rational lens, and we can also look at this through a spiritual lens, and then we can merge the two and have a rational and spiritual lens with which to look at this journey with. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I'm looking forward to working with some of you and having some of you in the group coaching program this fall. I'm going to do a video next here in this beautiful location because it's just gorgeous and the weather is absolutely gorgeous to die for. And I'm going to use the cards. So I'm trying to do a blend of the videos, coaching videos, and also the card videos, because I know a lot of you still appreciate the cards, even though they're just tools. They're just tools for me at this point, and for you as well. But I think they're always enjoyable. And sometimes they kind of uncover parts of the journey or surprises that I didn't expect. So stay tuned for that video that will be coming later as well today, and I'll see you guys soon. Have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed day. Take care.